Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing about three new species recently released into Creature of Sonaria. My name is Alex.
And my name is Frown. Don't worry, she hasn't taken over the channel yet. Today, I'm going to bring her up to help discuss and critique the creature designs and concept because she is a phenomenal artist. As you see in my profile picture and my channel banner, she drew all of that and she is very good. She's one heck of an artist and she knows a lot about creatures concepts and she knows a lot about even fantasy anatomies and whatnot. So she's very skillful at what she does. So yeah, in any art aspect, she's going to be giving constructive criticism and she's going to be also giving mostly her opinions, okay? So don't get mad if you don't agree with her. If you don't agree with her, you can always click off the video. Okay, so the first creature we're going to be talking about is the Cuxena, if I pronounce that right. And it is a carnivore at tier 5. Let me read its description real quick. A Cuxena or Vina, the bringer of the end, often associated with passing and times of sorrow. They appear near the end of a creature's life, but bear no ill will. They endlessly roam the land, searching for something they lost long ago. And it also apparently makes skeleton noises. Okay, so first things first, the description, it's not that bad. It's this mystical entity-like thing. Weird that it's a species, but you know, whatever. At this point, descriptions doesn't really describe anything besides what occupation they are. So yeah, whatever. And what the hell are skeleton noises? Alex, do you have any idea what skeleton noises are?
It's going to be those like noises. You know the skeleton in Minecraft?
Oh, right. Yeah, right. Because because skeletons have vocal cords. Anyways.
Ah, yes. It's just going to be like tam with skeleton.
Okay, so we're looking at the concept art now. And with what's your first impression?
My first impression is I like the color palette.
Okay.
The color palette is solid. It has mainly like fading of blue from like a darker blue to a lighter blue, and only one differential color, which is green, and then the bone colors, which had light. I really like the palette. It's solid. It's consistent. It's not chaotic like some creatures. Now on the design, it has good parts. It has bad parts. The hind legs, as as always for creatures of Snoria, very thin, very nonsense, as they would need very powerful hind legs to take flight or just to move, since they're quite big and they have to carry the weight of their wings. The wings who are attached to weight, like the part that is attached to the body is far too small to actually support the body. Plus, all the holes in the wings would not make sense. It should not be able to fly. Except for that, I really, really, really like the design of the bones on the back of the head, on the back and the ribs. I really like the bones. The coloration, the placement of colors is very nice. The face is okay, although the horns don't make sense because because why would they twist like this? And the scythe does not look good, in my opinion, at all.
Okay. So you got the artist aspect. Now let's listen to, Frown's aspect, which is the cool kids aspect. Okay, so the first thing, like she said, is the scrawny, weak legs. Bro has a twig for a leg. And the front legs too. Usually the front legs are bigger. This looks like just an upgraded version of a twig. And the arms, like the arms that are holding up the wings, they're also twigs. Like what the hell? Like while the wardens were trying to make this species, did they just like go up to a tree and start snapping up like the branches and like decided to call it a day by tying it all up? It's so small and scrawny. And obviously it's a very blatant reference to the Grim Reaper, considering it's associated with passing and times of sorrow and with a fucking sight. So yeah. It's cheap, it's not original, it's weird, and the holes in the wings again doesn't make sense. Like again, like I get it, it's a fantasy game, but have some grounded realism to it, have some logic so it makes at least a little bit of sense for us to comprehend. The face looks so squashed up, as if like he rammed it into a wall. His horns look funk because like she said, why would it point outwards like that? If he's gonna ram to another species of his, like, aren't they just gonna snap by just constantly ramming each other like that. It's so stupid, so silly. And does it have like a third eye in between their forehead?
Yeah, it looks like it does have like a third eye on the forehead, which also mean if they were to ram in something or just like head bump, it would be extremely painful.
Yeah, like what's the point of having the horns anyways? The bone design is pretty good. I like the chest design because like birds and whatnot, their skeletal structure, their chests are way bigger than us, and they actually have they it seems like it has the structure of like an animal that could take flight, but again, because of the mass, like the very unbalanced ratio of its mass, it looks like as soon as it flies, it's like a broken kite. It will immediately ram back down on the ground. The animation itself, like if you look at the animation right now, it doesn't look good. It looks weird to me. It looks like it's so awkward, and like why is he even holding the sight to begin with when its running animation has the sight just floating right next to it? What does that supposed to mean? Like, why is he holding it? And why does it look so broken? I'm guessing it's not the finalized version. I hope it isn't. If it is, like, good fuck, that's horrible. Because, like, see the sight turning animation too, it's horrible. The flying, it looks like it's just desperately clinging onto his sight and whatnot. It looks stupid. It looks boring. It doesn't look like half as interesting. Why not instead make the sight like something the king species use, like use it as a cane. He's walking slowly with one hand holding the sight, and when he's running, let him hold it with both hands, charging towards its enemy or prey, holding the sight sideways. And then when it's like flying, instead of holding it like it's some witch, why not let him like pull his arms back and like have his sight drag along on the back so it looks like he's flying right in supersonic speed with his sight on his back and he's ready to just swing that motherfucker with great force. Wouldn't that look so much cooler? And what's with that like spinning animation? That's so stupid. Why not just make him like raise the sight as if he's gonna bring it down on someone? That's intimidating. I don't think I'm gonna be intimidated if some guy could like pick up a bone and just spin it around in one hand. Also, and the animation itself is also not really helpful in this case. So yeah, not the biggest fan for this guy. What do you think?
On the animation, yeah, I don't like it either. And yeah, the scythe, I really hope too it's not the final animation, the way it just floats next to it when it's running, because it looks horrendous. But for the rest, I do kind of like the flying. I like the flying and the gliding, and like only for like on the perspective of the wings and the tail. I do like the flying animation.
Yeah, the
I don't
flying.
know. It looks calm. It looks smooth and calm. It's nice.
Yeah,
But for the rest of the body and the side, it's horrible.
it's a mess. So yeah, that's one hell of a species. Up next, we have the Urzuk, and its description says, a fragment of ancient times. The uncanny Urzuk are the divine yet mischievous guardians of sacred lands, tombs, and hidden treasures. These golems are struck with the cruel curse of eternal life, as they can never truly perish, even after they have fallen apart. The description itself, I don't necessarily think it's, descriptive. Yeah, it describes what its occupation is and what it goes through, but that's not really a good description, is it? It's a description that doesn't describe anything. And I really need creature scenarios to start like writing descriptions as they're meant to be, like the old species, like the extery, for example. It describes how its tail makes little parts and whatnot, and it's such a cool little creative thing. It doesn't like say what's its role in the purpose of the universe. It just shows that it's a part of an ecosystem. It's functional. And I just don't think nowadays species have those type of cool and interesting descriptions anymore. And the sounds this thing makes is like faint whispers, screeches, otherworldly singing and laughter. What? It's I don't know. It's they're leaning way too over to like the concept of original characters rather than species. So enough about that, and let's hop right on to like the concept design. I'm gonna say what I have to say first before I let the artist speak. Say hello, artist, so they know you're still here.
I'm alive.
Okay, she is, unfortunately. All right, so let's we'll talk about my thoughts on the species first. Okay, so my first thoughts is, wow, that's a lot of eyeballs. It has so many eyeballs on its forehead, on top of its head, on its sides, on its tail. Like, why so many eyeballs? Is it like some new version of the Google Map car? Is it gonna fly around and put you on a satellite GPS? It's so silly. Maybe it's supposed to, because it looks like a overseer type of species, and it is a golem and a sentinel. So maybe, maybe it's supposed to look after creatures, but you don't need that many eyes. It has a stinger for a tail, which I'm just assuming is for aesthetics, and it doesn't do like any damage whatsoever. And the hind legs, again, very scrawny, very small. If it sits, bam, snapped, broken, ER. It has wings that looks like it's meant for a fast flyer, like for a falcon or a hawk, but its body structure looks like a stamp held in a sideway. It doesn't look like it's gonna use its wings anytime soon with how very ugly its body structure is. It don't make sense. And if it flies, it's not gonna be able to use its full potential. And I don't like the face. It's too flat. It has way too many. If those are ears, it have way too many ears. Like you can defeat this guy by just clapping loudly at the side of his face. Like it doesn't look nice. It doesn't look interesting. And yeah, the design is cool, but like have some basis. Like I keep saying, it's a fantasy game. Yeah, I get it, fantasy game, whatever. But have a basis of realism so we can relate and like see what this creature is supposed to resemble. So we can understand its foundations, and then we can hop right onto the fantasy side if we have some realism. And with that being said, let's see what the authors have in mind.
So onto like the physical appearance of it, as Frown said, the back legs far, far too tiny. The wings are made for fast flying, while the body structure is really not well balanced for that. It really looks like it should not even be able to stand or walk. The face really looks like it just flew right into the ground and just flattened its face, which would probably most likely happen seeing how unbalanced it is. The front of the body is far too heavy compared to the back of it, so it should not even be able to fly. Now, something I really like is the color palette. You have two different colors, which are the beige and golden and the purplish and black. And I really, really like the duo and the way they are spread out onto the design. That's really something good for the creature. And something that you said, Frown, the amount of eyes on it, I am not sure that the eyes on the sides are supposed to be eyes. They look like pattern more than eyes.
They are
But I could be wrong, so I'm not sure.
very misleading patterns, that's for sure.
Probably, probably. But you know how some species of butterflies have patterns that look like eyes to scare off predators? It could be something similar, although I don't know what creature is supposed to be predator to that.
What creature is gonna fly up next to it, look at this like torso and go, oh shit.
But yeah, anyways, the colors are well spread out and I really like it. It reminds me of the description and how the golden and beige color could be that representation of like the what did they say, divine guardian thing, while the black and purple is that curse and death, and like followed with the eyes. I really like it. I really like the way it's mixed together. And other than that, if they had made better hind legs and if you cover the face, I like the design. Otherwise, it's not a very good looking creature.
So the animations though, if you look at the first one, it looks pretty nice. I like the walking and running, and the flying looks smooth, the gliding looks nice, and I think overall the animation itself is done very well. I don't like the aggro because aggro, it stands on its hind leg, and with how tiny it is, it's gonna instantly snap. But besides that, the eyes, The way the eyes flicker and the head twist and turn, I love it. That's an amazing touch. I just wish they had made it a little better. Like, make it a little more realistic, then I would have bought this almost instantly. It's amazing. And also, I realized it only has 2 ears. What happened to the others?
Yeah, possibly they took them out.
Ah, okay. That's unfortunate.
Maybe it could also be a species thing. Not a species, if it's a female or a male.
Oh, could be. All right. But yeah, no, it's animation's very cool. I love the eye flickering. I love how when it sleeps, like it closes its eyes. It's very good. It's pretty good. Good job.
Yeah, the animation are very pretty.
Last but not least, we have the Whispthera, and this is its description. It whispers mysterious words to the orb it bears in its chest. It uses its sidearms to collect and steal the souls of creatures in order to power its own. Okay, so the description is not being very descriptive. Again, they keep on like describing what they are, like what their roles are in this universe, but not really describe their qualities. Is this what it does? Is that what's all there is to talk about for this creature? Yeah, it's a creepy like gypsy guy that's like a fortune teller speaking violently to an orb, and it has sights to generate its own soul. Yeah, that's all there is. There's no other qualities. Seriously, do you have no other better things to talk about this wonderful creature? That's all you have. It has an orb, and it has sight hands to collect souls. Like, it's so boring. Come on, write better. The old ones were so much better because it described its functions. It's just not the same anymore. Let's just go to the art concept. I just can't. Alright, go on, artist.
Alright, so for the art concept, I do not like it whatsoever. For like one specific reason. It is extremely chaotic. It has a lot of details and it has dark color palette, which means it's going to be hard to see anything in any details. And on top of that, as if it wasn't enough already, it has those smoky, foggy, purple green thing, those that have absolutely no business being here because they take up so much space and they're so visible over layering the actual design. They could have been in the background, they could have been less saturated, but no. They take up so much space, they're so visible for no reason, and it was absolutely not necessary because we can see underneath. But anyways, if that was not a problem, I would have a main problem with the chest and the rib cage because of again the dark coloring and all of the very tiny details makes it very hard to see what's really going on and all of the different parts. But that's pretty okay because it goes with the design. Without the foggy fog thing, the face I really like. Reminds me of a Wendigo. And it would be the second Wendigo inspired creature in Creature of Sonaria. And I really like the concept. What I don't really like is for the antler. Why would every single individual have their right antler broken off? That I don't think that would make any sense.
They just snap it right off.
Now for the it's just a ritual, just
Yeah.
no horn for you. But yeah, for the back legs, I think it's maybe because it was bone, that it looks like it's for once thick. But at least we get for once pretty okay hind legs. The one I have a problem with are the hands and the arms. Why are the bones spaced while the whole entire rest of the body have very attached bones? That does not make any sense and it does not look good either. Now I do like the color palette. It has a nice dark black, gray, and some purple and blue, which makes it pop out very nicely. I like all of the signs and this little like drawings and whatever those colorful things are on the black
With the
fur pieces that hang. Yeah, I do like the scythe wing looking thing. It looks very nice, and like we are gonna talk about it later on, but the animation with it makes it absolutely beautiful. Except for one part with the black fur hanging thing. But other than that, I don't really understand the orb on the tail either. And except that, yeah, it's an okay, mild, kind of bad design.
Yeah.
I still hate the smoke thing.
Yeah. So, and my personal opinion about this creature, when I first looked at it, I thought, dope, that's pretty cool. And at first, I thought everything a part of it was like attached, But Alex pointed out to me before this that look at his hands. His hands, the joints in his hands are not connected. They're actually like apart from each other. And I was so disappointed. Like, why would you need to separate them to begin with? It's so silly. Everything looks normal and completely great. Like, why not just do the same with the hands? And it's just so disappointing. The hind legs, they do look nice. It looks tough. It looks stiff. It looks like hind legs that actually can support a creature if it had some meat on it. But yeah, it looks amazing. I don't like the orb on the tail. It doesn't make sense. It's completely random to me personally. The hands, again, joints, very disappointing. The side-like wing design that looks like it can fold and it also can extend forward. I'm guessing it's like an appendage more than a wing. I mean, wing is technically an appendage, so whatever. But it looks very cool. It's a very good idea. And even though the body looks like it could just stumble forward and roll like a bowling ball, it actually looks pretty balanced and it's not that far-fetched. And I like it. I like it. It's very cool. It's very nice. The face, very, very creepy looking, and I like it. I'm all in for the creepiness. I don't like she said, I as well. I don't like how this is a species, by the way, species, not OCs, not deviant art. This is species, creatures of Sonaria. Why does it have its right antlers just like snapped off? Why? Like it's like it's so silly. But yeah, other than that, the orb thing don't really know other than for the creature to talk to, so it's okay, I guess. But yeah, let's move on to the animation. Firstly, I just want to say that the animations are drop dead gorgeous. The way the sides move, the way like the arms and appendages move, it's magnificent. It's creepy, it's threatening. I feel terrified looking at this monstrosity in a good way. The walking, running animation, the way it holds its orb like it's about to do a kamehameha, it's amazing. And it's just overall pretty fucking creepy. The way the mouth is hanging low and the teeth is jagged and it looks like it's huffing and puffing. And the eyeballs, oh, the eyeballs. Don't you just love the eyeballs?
I really, really like the way they, especially for the sleeping animation, they just disappear into the skull and then just pop right out and go back in. I really like this. That's a very nice detail that they added in.
It's amazing. It really is so well made. Like the way the eyes pop in, pop out, and like they're not looking at the same direction too. So it just adds to this creepy and weird aesthetic. It's so well made. Like the animations are doing so good lately. Like COS, great job. Like good fucking job. But yeah, that's it for the creatures. Okay, so that's all we have for today, and I think all of them in general isn't that bad. They're like a middle. They're like a meh. Like the description, all horrible. The concept art's not the best, not the worst. It's like in between, squeezing it there. The animations, except the first one, the Sentinel and the creepy orb guy, they both have amazing animations. Like who did that? Whoever did those animations, good bro, good job, good fucking job. So yeah, these were my opinions.
And mine.
We're gonna conclude this video off, and before we go, I wanted to say one information. Remember the Sentinel creature, the Sentinel golem creature, right? So this creature is apparently the first ever lore-based species. Like I never even knew they wrote that until one of my audiences, which you can also send me information about Creature Sonaria if you just join my Discord server. Link is in the description. But yeah, one of my audience members and gave me this information. And I was just like, what about the wardens? What about everything else? So yeah, no. With that being said, I hope this video wasn't too long. And yeah, have a good day and take care. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
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 Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing about 3 new creatures recently released in Creature of Sonaria. Okay, this is harder than I thought.
It is, isn't it?